Hi, I'm Dr. Logan Levkoff, and welcome to the Choosing Me pathway. Today, we're going to start with the most fundamental part of our relationship with ourselves, our inner voice. Your inner voice is always there. Sometimes it cheers you on, sometimes it questions everything, and other times it just quietly observes. Becoming aware of this voice is like discovering a companion you've had all along, but never fully noticed. Sometimes this companion is supportive, but other times, not so much. It likes to talk at very inopportune moments. This inner voice often reflects significant people in our life, almost like a patchwork of our caregivers, close friends, and other important figures. When we make a mistake, we may hear a parent's criticism using the same words they once did. Or maybe, when we are feeling good, we may realize that the voice was echoing a compliment from a friend cheering us on. These messages can linger from childhood or adolescence when our brains were still developing and open to the impressions left by others. As adults, we may still carry these leftovers, even if they no longer reflect who we are now. Have you ever noticed how your inner dialogue shifts in different situations? Does it get more critical when you're stressed? More encouraging when you're confident? These patterns tell you a lot about how you've learned to relate to yourself. Most importantly, we all have the power to reframe our past experiences and add our own personal touch to this voice. For example, perhaps when we start getting self-critical, we can adjust with a positive spin, such as, I really wish I hadn't done that. Also, I know that I tried my hardest here. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are constantly creating and forming this inner voice, letting certain perspectives in and shutting others out. Think about a recent moment where you felt a strong emotion. It could be at home, while at work, or while interacting with someone. What was your inner voice saying? Maybe it reminded you to breathe, or encouraged you to tackle something challenging. Or perhaps it highlighted a worry or doubt. Whatever it was, that voice is your brain doing its best to help you navigate life based on everything it has absorbed over the years. All of us grew up with internal messages that shaped how we treat ourselves. These came from parents, teachers, peers, advertising, authority figures. The list is endless. So it's not surprising that sometimes our voice is less than friendly. Be better, look better, be more, be less. The goal isn't to judge your inner voice, but to understand it, notice patterns, and lean into the particular aspects it points out that actually support you. Learning how to create our own supportive voice is often called reparenting. We are reparenting ourselves by being a supportive, encouraging, and warm presence toward ourselves. Even if our parents did everything with their best intentions all those years ago, we can still work on this voice to make sure it is up to date and ready for your life as an adult. Besides, do you really need to hear, "I can't believe you're wearing that. What are the neighbors gonna think?" So here's something you can try. Each morning, pause and ask, how would I speak to myself if I were my own best friend? When you catch moments of hesitation or self-doubt, take a breath and gently redirect towards encouragement. Try speaking to yourself using your own name. Research shows this simple shift can create emotional distance and increase self-compassion. Dr. Kristen Neff, who pioneered the research on self-compassion, found that people who practice self-compassion actually have lower anxiety and depression. But here's the kicker. They're also more motivated, not less, to improve themselves. Another practice involves noticing the difference between what I like to call your inner critic and your inner cheerleader. The critic loves words like should, never, and always, while the cheerleader asks you questions focused on learning and growth. When you catch yourself in listening to your inner critic, try to pause and ask, what would my cheerleader say about this? As you become more aware of your inner voice, you'll start noticing how it shapes your choices, interactions, and even how you feel in your body. The amazing thing about this is that awareness opens the door to change. You begin responding with intention rather than just reacting out of habit. Remember, changing your inner dialogue takes time and practice because you will notice old patterns, and boy, can these be frustrating. But the most important part is in recognizing, not mastering self-talk.